Hello friends, I'm sitting here in my office and because this is the right place to be planning where you plan to put your garlic, and that's what we're going to talk about really quick today. So as we're clearing our garden, we're also probably wondering, where are we going to put this garlic? It's a big deal because this plant is going to exist in our garden if we choose to plant it till almost July next year. So we have to think about where we're going to put it. So here are my tips really quick on what to do. And then if you have ideas or questions, or you want to share the plan that you sort of designed, you can drop it all below. And I think it would be lovely to see how you all are thinking through this. So some of the things that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to think about where you don't, well, first of all, you don't want to place it wherever you had it this last year. So you want to rotate it, and if you even planted the year before, don't put it in that spot either. This is an opportunity to try different things and to do different things. So you can really plant it anywhere. It doesn't matter. It just needs good sun, plenty of moisture, and even if a little frost happens in that area, typically that's okay too. So you just want to be looking for a spot like that. Now the other things you're going to want to coordinate with this. So you can utilize your garlic as a wonderful companion plant. If you haven't downloaded the companion plant chart in the downloads resource section, highly suggest it as you start thinking about planting. So what garlic does is it acts as a protector to our brassicas, which are broccoli, cauliflower, kale, cabbage, any of those, which many of them, other than the cauliflower and broccoli, are lovely spring planted vegetables that then we can replace and add in plenty of fun new things come July, when we would probably start getting rid of them. Also about the time that we are probably going to pull our garlic, depending on how it looks. We'll talk about that later. But what I want you guys to do is, when you're thinking about where you plant this, you're going to want to also think about where that you can plant your kale and your cabbages there, that you will most likely be able to start planting in most of the zones in March, April, or May. And you want to make sure it's in an area where you're not going to be able to tunnel it, because that's going to spur the garlic. So this is definitely something you're going to be either putting out starts or seeding along about May. So you're going to want to be thinking about that. The other thing you're going to want to be thinking about is this is an area where maybe you've cleared already, because you're probably going to plant this as one of the first things after you get all of that done, all of the clearing done. And you're going to want to be able to compost there. So you're going to want a nice thick layer of compost. You particularly don't want to grow this in somewhere where you've had a poor soil, because garlic sucks a lot of nutrients, and especially if you're planning to coexist plants together and use companion planting, you're going to want to make sure that the nutrients are very dense. So you're going to want to have a good 2 to 3 inches of new compost put in there, and you're going to plant them 2 inches in. So we'll go over planting that this weekend during our Q&A, which make sure you sign up for that, because it's going to be really good and you can ask all your questions. But you're going to want to section off that. I also would suggest that when you're thinking about your summer plot, that you take into account where your garlic is and planting it to leave space, so you can also replace that kale and that those cabbages with something like, I like to use buckwheat, which is a great cover crop. It adds a lot to the soil. Or you could grow beans there. That's another great one, because beans quickly germinate. Another one you can consider is also squash. So the garlic can also protect. And we'll talk about how to harvest garlic. There's plenty of blog posts about it if you want to understand it. But this may seem overwhelming, but I promise you that it doesn't have to be. So if you have questions, I am here to help. Our community is here to help. Don't feel overwhelmed. Let's plant and plan all together. That's what this fall and next winter season are all about, is planning and strategizing for creating the best year yet in our garden. So I'm here to help. Don't forget that. So let's hear all your ideas. Let's see your plans. And then don't forget we'll see each other on, I believe it's Sunday. It's on the 30th. I'm losing track of days, but okay, I'll see you guys then.